Everyone, a quick hub note about EU delivery on items at the moment. We've been hit quite hard by some new safety standards affecting the EU market. In short, if you're selling items into the EU market after 13th of December, they need to meet new standards. You have to have a nominated person within the EU to uphold your standards, and it basically looked like it was going to be impossible basically for small businesses to sell into the EU. So before Christmas we had to pause EU sales, so a decision we did not take lightly. We've got lots of fans across the EU for which we're very grateful. Even worse, due to the utter mess of Brexit, the border for the safety standards is actually in the Irish Sea. So people in Northern Ireland, their items have to match the safety standards of the EU. It's just, it just drives me mad how we ended up voting for this utter mess. But it's just made things 100 times worse. If we were still within the EU, we wouldn't have this issue. People sending stuff into us might have issues, but it would be an awful lot easier just to send stuff to our neighbours. It's becoming an absolute nightmare. Even if we were just in the free market, we don't have to be in the EU, but even if we were just in the free market, it would make life so much easier because we could just send stuff across the EU. We wouldn't have to bother with customs labels. We wouldn't have to worry so much about the safety standards. But when we first got wind of this, just a couple of weeks ago, before the deadline of 13th of December, a lot of us small businesses went into panic because it looked like it was going to be impossible to send stuff to the EU without incurring extra costs, extra bureaucracy yet again. And so many of us took the decision to just cease EU sales. It's not something we want to keep in place because we have a lot of customers in the EU, far fewer since Brexit, because they're now having to pay customs quite often on their packages, which makes the pricing just ridiculous. It's all part of the Brexit mess. It's hit us really hard, but we've been doing more looking into it, and it looks like if items were on sale before the 13th of December, why on earth was a date chosen in the run-up to Christmas? Just utter stupidity. Then we can sell into EU. It doesn't have to meet the new standards. What that means for new designs, if designs come on but it's a shirt we were already selling in the EU, I'm not sure. There may be further complications. We've actually got a couple of EU deliveries to do after the 13th of December, and we're very much going to be seeing if they actually get through. That is going to be our measure, but I do hope that in the new year we can restart EU sales again. But it's been a period of huge frustration. It was already frustrating every time we send a package to the EU and now have to fill in customs forms that we didn't have to do a few years ago. It's infuriating, and this has just been another step to make it worse. But we are where we are. We just have to try and find our way through it. But there's been so little official guidance on this. It really has caught a lot of businesses on the hop. So if you're frustrated that you can't get items, at the moment it's easier to send stuff to America and New Zealand than it is to France. Madness. Bear with us. We're all trying to work our way through it and work out what's going on. I don't think this has been very well thought through, but as we weren't part of the EU, we had no say in its implementation. So there we go. It's just a continual frustration. I'm still hunting for those Brexit benefits, if anyone can think of one. But hopefully we'll get all this sorted and we can get back to sending our merchandise all around the world again. That's what we want, is to be back in that position again. It's hugely frustrating. So very sorry if you were unable to order in the run up to Christmas. A few clever folk were ordering stuff to be delivered to relatives and friends in the UK that they will pick up at a later date. That's certainly one way around it. Maybe I can do a pre-book where I take items with me, but then if I get stopped at the ferry port, what they're going to say, I don't know. We will continue looking into options. So thank you very much. Merry Christmas. I'm wearing my Christmas jumper, and we'll see you soon. Don't forget, we'll be doing a live stream on the main HubNut channel on the 21st of December. Time to be agreed, but likely to be around the middle of the day UK time. So see you all soon. Bye.